All right, Iowa and Nebraska. This is always played on Black Friday. These two teams head to head. We've got Iowa 5.5-point road favorites, 39.5 the total here in this game. Wow, how about Iowa? I mean, was it just a hangover from the USC game that in that monsoon where they played their guts out and gave USC everything, fell short, and then to come back home and look that lethargic against Michigan State, barely surviving with the straight-up win, 20-17, as 17 points. It's just a reminder, don't make a habit of laying double digits with Iowa, under any circumstances. And we saw that against Michigan State, but they did get the win. We'll see how they fare here against Nebraska. Now, we've talked about this matchup for a very long time. All these games, for the most part, have been close. You go back to 2018, the last 7 meetings, the margins have been 3-3-6. 7-7, 3-3. Last 2 years, both games decided by a field goal. Iowa won both games by the exact identical score of 13-10 each of the last 2 years. So it's difficult to lay points in this matchup. Can't do it. Every recent meeting's been decided by a touchdown or less. But the number's in a good spot. Does it fall 7 and Iowa wins and covers? Or does it fall below that and Nebraska wins and covers? Not to mention, I took Nebraska last week. Bad call on my part. No, they were bad. That was not a good performance from Latif. Latif was starting to show, a few glimmers of hope at the quarterback spot, but no, he couldn't get much of anything going against that Penn State defense on Saturday. You got to give Penn State credit. Bad season. They've already seen James Franklin fired, fall short of all their expectations, but those kids are playing hard down the stretch, Penn State. So I give them credit for that. And that was a very good performance by Penn State. Obviously not a good performance by their defense. They got ripped apart. Grunkemeyer, holy mackerel. He looked like that was one of the better Penn State quarterback performances I had seen in a while, what he was doing against that Nebraska secondary. So the problem is I don't know if I trust Nebraska right now at the same time. So normally I would take the points here. I guess I lean that way. When you look at this total, we've seen 23-23. Now, we did have some games get into the 40s and 50s before that in this series, but the last 2 meetings have been exactly 23 points. So I guess it's lean Nebraska and under. I don't know if I'm going to bet it, though. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, and this total's low, under 40. I'm a little bit concerned. The biggest concern I have in this game, Iowa, I wish they blew out Michigan State a little bit. You know what I mean? I think this maybe the line may be too much crazy, difference here. I have one issue. I think Nebraska, you talked about a little bit, the secondary has been great, but they've been pretty good against the pass. It's the run. I mean, Penn State ran all over them. They had 231 in the game. I mean, they have to sell out there here at home. They gave up 161. We know Iowa wants to run the football. They average 175, so I think that might be a little bit of an issue. And can this Nebraska offense with Latif move the ball? Maybe it's going to have to be 13, to cover this number. And these games have been close. So as of now, this is a wait for me throughout the week. These are the few we talked about last week. Nebraska had to stay off. The hardest one was I wanted to take SC, goes to 10.5. I just stay off there. So, this is a wait for me.